Hi everybody, welcome to CastorsCorner.com. I'm your host Cleo here for another toy of the day. You can check out a full gallery of this figure on CastorsCorner.com. You can follow us. We are at Castors Corner on all social media, and you can check out the Cornercast podcast. Subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it. The more you get subscribed, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And if you're looking for any of those things, the links are right down below. So today we're taking a look at the Amazon exclusive Fortnite Victory Royale new line from Hasbro. She just showed up recently, so we got to take a good look at her, and we're going to take a look at Ohm, her friend slash glider slash backbling, kind of a little bit of everything. So we get Jules and Ohm. So what comes in the box? So you get Jules, you get one version of Ohm that fits as a glider. You get another version that fits on her back bling. You get a harvesting tool. This is not a harvesting tool. This is part of her glider. You get her harvesting tools, which are two giant wrenches. And you get her welder's mask. So just taking a look at her, they've done a really great job with the females of this line. Sky still is my favorite. Hands down, Sky's my favorite. But this one here, Jules, they did a really good job on her for a number of different reasons. So if you deck her all out, you get her welder's mask on, you get her back bling in positioned, if you get in the right spot. And so as you can see, as I kind of put it on, you can see where my hand is holding her chest. She did come with a symbol, a Tampo sticker or symbol on her chest. Just from putting the back bling on and kind of positioning it, it literally just rubbed right off. So I will say, and it's a softer rubber material that her shirt is made out of. And my thing has been the longevity of figures, to be honest with you. And so looking at her objectively and saying, how is this going to stand up? I worry that this piece right here, because it's a soft, very pliable rubber that we've seen used in other figures, it tends to break down over time. So I do have concerns about that over time, but for now, I think it looks great on her. It completes the look. It allows a lot of movement for her. So if you deck her out with all of her stuff, so she does not come with any weaponry. She does come with her harvesting tool. She does come with her glider and an oversized harvesting tool. You'll see in a second. But she doesn't come with any firearms at all. Any bombs, any firearms, or anything else. She also has two parts to this. So you get the giant pipe wrench here that can be put together like this. That could be used as a harvesting tool if you'd like. It does also come apart, so you can pull it apart there. Slide it right out. Slide this one in. And so the wings are articulated, so they do kind of move, so you can kind of twist them however you want to position them on him. He does fit there, and then she can hold on to that, and she can use it as her glider as well. So, although you can see it's a little bit soft, so it definitely needs to be used that way versus kind of just letting it sit, because once it starts to sit, it starts to kind of droop because he's so heavy on top. I'm kind of curious to see how the gliders are going to work for this line. It does come with a conversion tool for their stands to be able to do that, make it into a glider. I'm not sure how this is going to work yet. It doesn't work with my Marvel stand, and maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. I haven't really pulled it apart, so I guess I can try it. Try and see what parts we can kind of play around with. I mean, I guess you could do it there. I don't know if that's high enough to be a really good glider, and there's no place to kind of hold that in there like this. But you do get that extra piece of plastic there that looks like this. I'll take a picture of it. But I know that they were advertising that they were going to have glider stands for them, so kind of curious to see how that kind of works. So let's see how these all kind of come together. So looking at her back bling, Ohm can come out and there is some articulation on his head and on his arms. So he does have a little bit there, and then you can kind of slot him back in. The tail kind of helps kind of position him, and then the legs sit on the little perch there. The head does rotate a little bit, so you get some movement for him, which is cool. That's it really for the back bling. It doesn't really do anything else. Again, like I said, this is articulated, as you can see. I like having her with a giant pipe wrench. It really reminds me of her like introduction. I wish that this part, the handle, was made from a much stronger, more sturdy kind of plastic. It does kind of just fall apart a little bit, and not in a bad way. Not like a, oh my god, this is horrible, but come from a position of like, this isn't gonna hold up well because it's so top heavy. So, but it does rotate a little bit to kind of give you some positioning for it, and I think she looks really good with it. She could definitely break down some walls with this. And then you can take a look at her. So the face sculpt on her is exquisite. They did an amazing job with it. She's got all her tattoos on her back, on her arms. The work belt has all the tools on it. She's got the shadow symbol on her belt back there, right there. Boots and everything, very animated look for her. Like I said, they've really done a good job with like capturing this animated, cartoony look for all the characters in this. And so I think that kind of really sets it apart from everything else. And then you can put the welder's helmet either completely over her face. It also can be posed like that on her head. It doesn't clip into anything, but thank for her braids on the side, kind of give it a little bit of pressure, just enough to kind of keep it in place. So you get a really good options to kind of pose her out with all of her extras on there. So there you go. There's a look at we got Ohm here, and we've got Jules, and really they really nailed this. It's probably one of my favorites. I think definitely Ripley and Sky are my top two. She's a close third, and then they kind of go down from there. But you can check out our previous reviews for the samples that Hasbro sent over. We did buy this from Amazon ourselves, and it came very, very quickly. Came right on time. Came in a shipper box. They're using the no plastic boxes again, which is a great touch. I don't think it kind of takes away from anything. There is one thing we'll talk about in another review coming up. Yeah, so check out a full gallery of her and her buddy there on castorscorner.com. You can follow us. You can check out the Cornercast podcast. All the links are down below. As we say every night, Jaxie, we love you, we miss you, and we wish you were here. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for another toy of the day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, everybody.